My name is Luke Farno. Here at Central State, I'm a research assistant professor, and I work in the corn breeding program.
My name is Mark Campbell. My title is research scientist here at Central State.
So my project is working on developing a popcorn breeding program for here at Central State, with the goal of developing lines that farmers that are either a small scale or medium scale could use on their farm or enterprise to give them something else that they could use to sell. When you go out into the market, people, when they see it, are energized to purchase it. And so to give that farmer something else that they can add to their system, because it grows just like normal corn does, so you don't have to do anything really extra to it. And so if a farmer can add that to their enterprise to give them just something else that they can use to make money off of, to go ahead and use that. And then I'd also like to even use it to maybe even give some of the areas here on campus a way to make money.
I am specializing in looking at specialty starch varieties of corn. There's interest in the food industry, especially in trying to find starches that don't break down into sugar as fast as normal starches that you find in cereal crops, like in wheat and corn. These starches that we're looking at are really good prebiotics. That is, they're a fermentable fiber that helps promote good bacteria, probiotics, in our diet.
When I started it a couple years ago, I got samples from USDA seed collection and grew them here in Ohio to see which ones would grow the best in Ohio. And so went through, did selections of those, made self-pollinations of those, and then took those into year 2. Then got more samples in year 2, grew everything together. And so this will be going into year 3. So I have several lines that I'm going to increase because they've shown really good productivity here in the Ohio environment, and then possibly get a few more samples to try out, and then make a lot of crosses between some of the lines that I have to see if I can create new inbreds or even create new hybrid combinations that we could then later on commercialize. Everything is conventional, so I use conventional plant breeding methods.
I have a lot of material that is the result of years of selection based on doing chemical analysis of the starch, and I was able to bring that here to Central State. So I continued working with that material in the field. We do a lot of controlled pollinations out in the field, developing the lines, and then we bring the material in here. And together with Dr. Farno, he does a lot more of the work with the analytical work, kind of the chemistry stuff, at a point where we're continuously going to try to improve the yield of some of these specialty starches to make them more commercially acceptable to buyers and things like that out there.
Well, collaborating, we always are bouncing ideas off of each other, whether it be how to plant the nursery, how to arrange things, how to analyze the data, that sort of thing, ideas on studies to do. So it's really fun to bounce ideas back and forth with each other. One of the ideas I have is to actually look at incorporating the high amylose gene that Dr. Campbell works on, introducing that into some popcorn lines if possible, to see what kind of reaction that gives, because that's a different starch content, and what we're eating with the popcorn is the starch. So to see how that affects it, either taste-wise or popping ability.
Our audience, it's a combination of the scientific community and public and the private sector, and then also local farmers. We work with farmers here and exporters, and we constantly are communicating with them, trying to find out what their needs are, who their buyers are, what they're looking for, and we can modify what we're doing and ramp up production of certain things that we have in order to meet the needs of their buyers.
It's just been a lot of fun and a pleasure to work here at Central State. It's a good group that works here in the line grant. It's fun to hear what everybody does research-wise.
I think there's some really great people here, and I'm excited for Central State in the future. I think it's a very promising place to work and for students to come here and get a good solid education.
We have several student workers that work with us that we show them everything that we're doing. They do a really good job in helping us get seeds sorted, packaged, Here pretty soon we'll start getting stuff ready for planting here in May and June. So we'll have them helping us counting seed out, getting packets in order, getting everything in planting order. And then when May rolls around, we'll be out on the back of the planter, so planting stuff, and then working with them during the summer and showing them how we do the breeding aspect of it and the hand pollinating, because everything we do is by hand. So we'll pollinate it by hand, and then later on we'll harvest it all by hand. And then also giving them experience here in the lab. We do analytical work on the starch material, so we can give them some hands-on experience with doing some of the lab techniques.
And then there's always a lot of work to do, helping to like inventory seed, package things up, label things, sort, look for mutations that we have that are segregating in the material that we have. Central State is a great place to work. I've enjoyed being here a lot. We're growing.
It's fun. I have a good time.